Hi guys. Well, this is my second video. Not very good at these, but I wanted to show you what I've kind of come up with. I've done my first video on the masks with the pleats on the side. And now I'm going to show you a different one because I found that people have been asking about filters and can they be added or are they in there? And I don't know. I'm a jeweler, so this is like, I don't know. But what I do is I found one that you can create a pocket and it goes all the way through to the other side. So if you have filters or you feel more comfortable getting a filter, you can do that. This one, I also modified the ones I found online to have a little more curve to it because the N95s are, I think, domed. So this will go across and over it. It also doesn't require the pleats on the side. So here you go. First thing we're going to do is you're going to download the pattern, and there's a front and a back. So we're going to cut 2 of the front pieces and 2 of the flannel inside pieces. So that's step 1. Then we're going to take and fold over the inside flannel edge, and that's going to be the outside pocket edge. So the only thing I just discovered was that when you do this, you want to make sure that you have both going in the same direction. Both fold backs are in the same direction. So if you can see here, this one is going this way and this one needs to go that way, so that when I sew them together, they're both going to be not have a frayed edge. So I've done one side, I'm going to go ahead and sew the other side. Okay, now I have that sewn. Second thing I'm going to do is start sewing these pieces together. So I want to take my flannel, and you can see that I have my 2, the inside this side, and this is on the inside. And now I'm going to sew on this outside curve. So I'm going to sew on this one, and I'm going to sew this one. So here goes. Okay, now that I have those sewn, my next step is to clip this curve so that it doesn't, it takes a little pressure off of the curve since it's a pretty severe curve. So be careful not to sew, cut into your stitch. And most of you experienced sewers know this and will do it however you are comfortable. And those who are not, this is what you do. So now that I have these all clipped, I'm going to put the front sides together. So inside here's when I say front, I mean the outsides, the right sides together. So I have my 2 pieces sewn, and this is my right side. It's going to go inside here against the other right side. Hope you can see this. My husband actually videotaped me before, but he didn't hit So now I'm going to pin them together. And I want to make sure that I get my seams lined up. So you're going to see that one side, I'm going to turn this down so maybe you can see a little better. You can see that one side is going to be longer than the other. And that's so that it's going to create the opening for the elastic. So now I have this side all pinned together. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. It's actually easier than doing the first video I did. This is an believe it or not, even simpler than that one. So I'm going to pin these. And here we go. And now I'm going to sew, I should say this, sew down my edge on both top and bottom. So, I did a very tight seam, but it's not a bad idea if you want to actually clip these curves too. Pull these out. Because again, this is another edge, another curve that's going to take this takes the tension off the curve. So you'll have a prettier mask at the end. So, now take this and flip it inside out. So now I have it flipped inside out. I'm gonna kind of pull everything through, you know, make it nice and neat. And we're gonna go over to the iron. So now I'm gonna iron my seam out. And at the same time, I'm going to take this edge and fold it under and iron it. And you'll see why in a little bit. So I'm pressing that out. I'm pressing out my seam here. And we'll go across and actually, again, fold this side down. Do the top and do the same thing. So now I have my mask, which is very pretty. And I have my pocket. And now all I'm going to do is take my elastic, and I'm not prepared. So I'm going to take my elastic and I'm going to cut 2 pieces of 7 inches. Let's going to say 8 inches, and you'll see why. 7 to 8 inches. And the reason is that when you go to sew it together, you kind of have to fold it against each other, and you'll see in a second. Okay, so now I have my 2 pieces, and now let's go over to the machine. This is kind of crucial. So I'm going to take this, and first thing I'm going to do is sew this down, sew this across. And if you wanted to iron this down, you could have. I'm trying to do this quickly. So I want to kind of put this down. And do the same thing on the other side. And if you're really neat about it, you're going to cut off all these little frays. Okay, now we're almost there. So now I'm going to take and top stitch down here and down the front, just for extra little support. And I never know how rough someone's going to be on these things and how many times they're going to get washed. So this way I feel better. I can feel I'm coming to the end, and I'm going to stop it. And I'm going to do this other side. And you can see I didn't go all the way to the edge, and the reason you'll see in a second. It actually, I should take that back. You can actually sew it all the way to the edge if you want. I'll do that to this next side. But it doesn't matter. And now my final step, well, second to final step, is I'm going to take the elastic and lay it in there. And now I'm going to sew it, but I'm not going to sew my flap. I'm going to sew it next to my flap. And I'm not going to sew my elastic. Another important piece there. So if you had 1/8 inch, it would be super simple because it's thinner, but this is 1/4 inch. So either one's fine. And this is now going to be where my elastic, now I don't have to pull it through. Make sure it's loose, which it is. Take my other side. Do the same thing, lay it down, fold this over, and now sew it down. Sew in my, I guess it's a pocket. I'm not sure what you call it. Okay, for the final step, you're going to take and sew these together. And it's probably better to do these by hand, but I'm going to just do it right now. Just so that I can show you. You can either do it this way or this way. Again, it's probably easier to do this part by hand. That's one side. Here's the other side. So the reason I did the 7 to 8 inches is depends how much room you need back here and where you feel comfortable. If you're going to do it by hand, 7 inches. If you need some extra space to kind of fold it, you know, hold it and you don't sew your fingers down, you may want a little bit extra elastic. And this doesn't matter too much because you're going to see in a second, I'm actually going to pull it through. So then you're going to take it and pull it through the hole. Like that. You're going to go and clip these little, this is a great job for the helpers. You're going to clip that. Do the same thing on this side. Little clips. And anyway, so there we go. There's my mask. It's all done. Happy sewing.